Yo, it's again his own. Back at you one more again. Real Kens TV in the house like kitchen sinks. Hopefully you like the video. Feel free to comment. Definitely share. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And be sure to hit that post notification. So anytime I bring you this action and this heat, guess what? You're amongst the first to receive. Now, with no further ado, let's get into this afternoon's video, if you will. 4:38 p.m. Wednesday afternoon. Just getting off work. Had a little situation, little scenario, question, however you want to put it, kind of mix them all up into one, and voila. Had an individual tell me at my job, it's a real serious matter actually. Had an individual tell me at my job that his wife decided that she needed a break from being married. Um, Young couple, I want to say 27, 28 years old, been married for 9 years, have several kids together, I believe four. And I guess she just wanted an opportunity to go and do her. Nothing of significance happened. He's never cheated on her, according to him. They don't really have any issues. They both work together. That's the kicker. They both work together at the job. So I see them, they look quite happy. They're always joking and laughing, and they share a car and ride to work together and pick each other up, and the kids is always laughing, jumping around, and so everything on the outside, as it so often does, appears to be just fine. Well, one day, he was visibly, I noticed that he visibly, not necessarily was upset, but he visibly wasn't himself. You know how you see a person and they're typically upbeat, laughing and joking, and he wasn't doing any of that. So I asked him, I said, "Hey, what's up, man? You all right?" He's like, "Nah, I'm not okay." Well, what's going on, man? You know, he was like, "I'm gonna talk to you about it, man." Cool. I figured, he'll come to me and talk to me when time presented, and it was the right time for him to do so. So he ended up coming to me a couple days later, and he told me, he said, my wife wants to split up. I'm like, whoa, wife wants to split. Well, I mean, what happened? He was like, man, I don't know. He said, I don't have a clue. He said she just came to me one day and said that, she just, you know, kind of wanted to go do her. So I tell him, I say, well, I say, listen, man, you all got married awfully young. You all were together before you got married. So it's something that is not uncommon to happen. Um, she probably just wants to explore and and all she knows is you. Now I'm not saying that you should sit there and just accept it because you all did take those vows. I said, but she's probably just going through a phase right now, and she'll snap out of it. So time goes on. I see every day that he comes to work, he's still visibly shaken up. You can just see it. Earlier this morning actually, he said, "Hey man, real Kens, I need to talk to you again." What's up, man? I'm here for I'm here for you. What's going on? Let me rewind that. I say, yeah, bro, how was your Christmas? Did you have a good Christmas? How the kids, everything? Nah, it wasn't a good Christmas. What's going on, bro? I mean, what? Nothing's gotten better? Nah, it's actually gotten worse. She came to me and told me, my wife of 9 years came to me and told me that she's already messing around with someone else. I figured that anyway because I was seeing a different demeanor, if you will, when she would come to work every day. I'm looking at him. He's sulking around, sad, you know, missing his wife, wanting to fight to keep his family together. But I'm looking at her and she's jolly, jolly, singing Christmas mood and Christmas songs. And she's in a total different frame of mind, a total different space than he's in. So it didn't surprise me when he told me that she was already fooling around with someone else. I said, well, I mean, do you know this? Is this factual? You check her phone? Did you? He's like, no, she came to me and she told me. I was like, okay. Did you move out? Did she move out? No, we still live in the same house. Still, share the same car. Still got the same four kids, but we still live in the same house. So when she leaves, she's going to meet whoever she's meeting, and I'm sitting there in the house with the kids. I'm like, whoa, that's deep, man. He said, nah, you ain't heard nothing yet. It gets deeper. I'm like, it gets deeper. I mean, how could it get deeper than that? She pregnant? She's not pregnant. So how could it get deeper than that? The dude that she's messing with works at the job. Now, there are certain jobs that you can work at, and you may not see certain people or certain individuals because the job is so big. You see what I'm saying? Like you work in a factory or something like that, you may not ever see. We're in a small enclosed space. Everybody sees each other every day. So I said, let me get this straight. She's messing with dude who works here with us that you talk to daily. Y'all don't hang out, but you all talk. And you have to come into work every day and look at this individual that's messing with your wife. He was like, man, I'm hot. I'm heated, man. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So me being the elderly, person in this individual, if you will, the elderly spokesperson rather, in this situation, I say, first of all, just take a deep breath, calm down, because you definitely don't want to do anything that's gonna worsen the situation. I don't care now, and I don't care. I understand you feel as though you don't care, but you will care if you do something crazy. Trust me. Don't put yourself in a mind frame of you want to do something to her, you want to do something to this guy. Now, for you all that's out there watching, just imagine that if your wife or your husband, significant other, they come to you and they tell you this. And not only do I need a break or do I want to leave the marriage, I'm messing with somebody already. And it's somebody at the job. I have to look at this person every single day, communicate, work with this person. I said, whoa, bro, she's foul. Yeah, he's foul, but a man's going to be a man. She's foul. She is foul. How could she possibly expect for you to come to work every day, seeing her and this guy interacting, but yet you all still living in the same household? Doesn't make sense. So we talk about it. A couple hours pass. I'm doing my deliveries or what have you. I come back in the store. He's real Kens. You ain't gonna believe what just happened. Like, man, what happened? I just left. I just talked to you. Not long ago. He said I left something at home and I ended up going to the house. As I mentioned previously, they share a car. She has the car. I guess she's figuring that he didn't have access to a vehicle to come home. He says, man, I jumped in the company car. Because, we have, access. He has access, him being a manager, he has access to the company cars. He said, I jumped in the company car and ran home to get something real quick. He said, I opened the door, man. And the dude is in my house, our apartment, As I walked into the door, he's walking around naked, and she's on the couch, butt naked. It looks as though, to paint a picture, he was evidently had just gotten up to go and, I don't know exactly what he was doing, but he had gotten up off the couch. She's on the couch. I don't know where the kids are because they're not in school right now, so I don't know exactly where the kids were, or what have you. And dude is walking around his home naked. Dude that he works with. Dude that she works with. They all work together. And she's on the couch, no blanket or anything, butt naked. I said, "What'd you do, man?" He said, "Man, I flipped out." I told dude, and this is a very cool, laid back, non controversial type of dude. He said, "Man, I told dude." Now, when I say that, I'm speaking of the husband that walked into his home. He said, "Man, I told him, man, you need to get your fucking shit and get out of my house, man." And said the dude he didn't go nowhere. So you don't even respect him as a man. First of all, for you to even go into this man's house, yeah, she chose you. You all did your thing or whatever. She's just as guilty. I feel it as though she's more guilty than he is. But at the same time, you're in this guy's house in the middle of the day. You're in his house having sex with his wife. The wife starts to yell out, "You piece of shit! You're spying on me! You're garbage! You're a piece of shit!" As I mentioned, he's a cool, laid back type of respectable, mannerable guy. I wasn't spying on you. I left such and such at home and I came to get it. Didn't disrespect her, didn't call out her name, didn't put his hands on her, didn't threaten her, none of that. He ends up leaving. Comes back to the store, tells me the situation once I got back or what have you. He's calling the district manager. They done sent 2 or 3 people up here because they're worried about his well-being. He's ready to flip out, bloop out. Somebody's got to go. I'm not coming in this store every day. This is him speaking. I'm not coming to this store every single day, and I got to look at this. Well, we'll transfer you to. Why do I got to go? I didn't cause any of this. No problem. We'll transfer. Somebody has to go. You right. This can't be the situation. Man, real good people where I work at, man. Real good people. You don't have to deal with no HR. You don't have to deal. No, you talk to the general manager. You talk to the district manager. You talk to him verbatim. You argue with him. I've argued with him before. Just what it is. Now, that's not no disrespectful type of arguments, but something that if I don't agree with something, or I can voice my opinion and don't have to worry. Well, you can just leave. You can just get out. No, it's not that type of party here. So I understand why he wants to stay at this store, why he wants to stay at this particular location, if you will. So he's just telling me the situation, man, and I leave to go on a delivery. I come back. He's left. Like I said, they sent 2 or 3 people up here to not only check on his well-being, and he said it too. He said, "Man, if my wife comes up here, tell her I'm not here. I don't want to talk to her." He had left, took off walking. Nobody knew where he went at. Lo and behold, she comes up, and it's just a sad situation because, for one, they got married too young, and that's just an opinion. That's all it is. Because I'm sure that there's plenty of people out there that have gotten married and at a young age, and 30, 40 years later, they're still together. But there's a whole lot more. It didn't work that way. So they got married at such a young age, and she just, evidently she's seeing her friends. She's, social media, Snapchat, and Facebook, and Instagram, and she's seeing dudes on there that she likes, and she's mingling. And I respect the fact that she told him that she wanted to go and do her own thing. And I've even had people in the comments because I did a short on it, a short video, and of course a couple women. Well, I don't see what the problem is. He, she didn't have to tell him anything. You sound stupid as fuck. You sound real stupid. Yeah, I said it, and I can't take it back. I said what I said, and I can't take it back. If you're trying to defend a person just because she's a woman, or if you're trying to defend a person just because they're a man, you sound stupid as fuck. You all took vows. You see what I'm saying? You all took vows. And she just told him this a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Now all of a sudden you laid up with a dude in you all's house. So what does that tell you? Because I know what it tells me. This didn't just miraculously happen out of the sky, out of the blue. No, y'all been talking around, messing around, flirting around. So yeah, she told you, but that don't make it right. Now she's not happy. I get it. I understand relationships don't always work out. I hear people all the time, and typically I hear women say, well, you wasted my time. We was together 8 years and you wasted my time. And I don't think it's a situation of wasting someone's time. It's just sometimes, man, relationships don't always work out. You're not always going to stay in love with the person. Things happen. I get that. I totally understand. And it's totally within her right to leave. No problem. But you did it kind of rapid. There was no sadness. It was just like, well, I talked to him and I told him how I feel. And, I just thought that we could both just be adults about the situation. And, oh, man, y'all married, man. 4 kids. 9 years in the game, married. You all were together as teenagers. A teenage love. Don't hurt me again. A teenage love. And you want to be out here in these streets? I kind of get that because you never had that. This is all you know. I get that part. But you're trifling. Son, I hope you see this video. You're trifling, respectfully, for messing with a dude that he has to look at every day at the job. How you gonna go and do it? And then you tell him as if he's gonna be like, oh, "Okay, honey, thank you for telling me." And see this type of stuff, and I'm so glad, and I hope and pray that he doesn't dive off the deep end, which I'm sure he won't. But you never know. You never know a person's frame of mind, and dealing with his wife and dealing with this sort of scenario. This is not as though they were boyfriend and girlfriend. His wife. This is how people end up in prison. This is how dudes oftentimes end up in prison with long ass sentences. I understand the whole crime of passion. I understand the whole, if you do this, you're going to get less time, or you may get off because you all were married, or however you want to put it. This is how dudes end up with 20, 30, 40-year sentences because she's playing games. She's definitely playing games with him. Now, if you want to go on and do your own thing, at least get to the point to where, okay, I'm able to move out, move in with my mom, or move here, move. Don't do that right there in front of his face. This man walked in on you all. Imagine, fellas, you walk in your house and a dude's walking around in your living room butthole naked and the wife sitting on the couch. Imagine that. Imagine how you're actually going to feel. Now, I had mixed comments. Some people were saying, deuces, I'm out, leave it alone. To me, that's the best way to go. That's how I would be. I'm not an angry guy. I don't really get angry like that. Some guys, one person said, I'm going to take everything that we got and I'm going to go on and have it prepared to be put in my prison commissary account or my prison account because somebody's gonna die. Definitely don't recommend that. I don't. Live to see another day, man. Don't do anything. You know, I understand that you're gonna act on impulse potentially in a situation like that, but you'll regret it. You'll regret it because when you spending your days in prison, she's still out here. possibly dealing with him, or if he's gone, dealing with someone else. She ain't no good, man. So if she ain't no good, man, just take your medicine. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna sting. But guess what, man? Life happens, and life comes at all of us. You get past it, man. You get through this. Good dude. Good dude, man. When he tells me he's never cheated on him, I genuinely believe him. He loves his wife. He loves his kids, man. He loves them. Matter of fact, one of the kids is not even biologically his, but he doesn't treat that child any different than he treats his other three. Caught her cheating before, separated for a little bit. He took her back. He understands, okay, she was young, you know, but at some point, man, you have to be accountable for your own actions. And I'm not just speaking about her, I'm just saying me, you, any of us. We have to be accountable for our own actions. Don't trick your hand off on somebody that doesn't have the same respect and admiration and love for yourself. Because you end up doing something to the dude because you love her so much, you're not going to do anything to her, as you shouldn't. Definitely shouldn't do anything to her. But now, dude, you just like you trying my manhood right here. You gonna come up in my crib knowing that we work together? Because guess what they're saying? Get basically what it's saying is you ain't gonna do nothing. That's one thing about a man. Don't try a man's manhood. A real man, manly man. Don't try my manhood, man. Cause see now you playing with me, and I'm gonna show you that I'm not nothing to play with. You may think that I am, but I'm gonna show you that I'm not anything to play with. Don't try my manhood. And you done came in dude's crib, man. You lucky to still even be walking the face of this earth, which I'm glad that he is. I'm glad that nothing like that ever happened in this particular situation. But it definitely happens in a lot of other situations. Average person carries a gun everywhere they go. And if he didn't have it on him, you in my house. Or if he didn't have a gun, he could have went and got a knife. He could have. But dude was cool. I'm proud of him. And I told him, I'm proud of you, man. I understand it hurts right now. It hurts like hell. I get it. There's going to be a whole lot of other situations in life that hurts. You get through it. You get past it like anything else. Deal with it. You learn from it. Learn, what could I have done different? Um, hold yourself accountable to a certain degree as well. I'm not saying that you deserve that, but no one does everything exactly right, and you move on. Not sure exactly what happened. I didn't see him anymore. He left, took off walking. As I mentioned, she came to the job acting as though she was frantic. And then, as I mentioned earlier, you cussed him out, called him a piece of shit. You're spying on me, you piece of shit. How could you say that? You the one that's in here with another dude, freaking, doing the most. But you're mad because you got caught. So you do the Jedi mind trick on him and make it as though he did something wrong because he came to his house in the middle of the day without calling and just unexpectedly. I'm quite sure that he didn't think in a million years that you was gonna be naked in the living room with his coworker. I'm disgusted myself. Real Kens TV. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Feel free to comment, definitely share, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Be sure to hit that post notification. So anytime I bring you this action and this heat, guess what? You're amongst the first to receive. I'm going to be bringing you all more and more stories because I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not like a lot of these other content creators, if you will. They tell the prison stories. There's only so many prison stories that you can tell. I'm sorry. I'm not hating on anyone, but there's only so many stories that you can tell that happen in prison. Yeah, I still have several more stories, but you kind of have to spread them out. Plus, I get tired of talking about prison all the time. Anyway, several years removed from prison and, have no imminent plans to go back. Real life situations, real life scenarios, real life stories. And I'm going to keep bringing them to you as long as you all continue to listen. Real Kens TV. Happy holidays. Stay strong, my brother. It's gonna get greater later, man. For real, it's gonna get greater later.